Hi all. In this session, we are going to learn about a new programming paradigm called logic programming. The logic programming is basically focused on first order predicate calculus. The logic programming systems allow the programmer to state a collection of axioms from which theorems can be proven. The user of a logic program states a theorem or a goal, and the language implementation attempts to find a collection of axioms and inference steps that together imply the goal. The example for logic programming language are Prolog, Datalog, etc., in which Prolog is one of the most widely used logic programming language. Next, let's learn the basic terminologies used in a logic programming language. In most of the logic programming languages, axioms are written in a standard form known as a horn clause. A horn clause consists of two parts, a head part and a body part. So the typical form of a horn clause is B1, B2, etc. Bn implies H, where H will be represented, or the head part will be represented in the left hand side and the body part will be represented in the right hand side of the implies operation. Here B1, B2, etc. Bn are the body and H is the head part of this horn clause. The meaning of this statement is if Bi is true, then H is also true. That is, if all the elements in the body part is satisfying a true relationship, then automatically the head part will be true. Logic programming uses resolution to derive new statements by combining existing statements or by cancelling like terms. For example, in mathematics we have learned like if A and B implies C and if C implies D, then we can deduce A and B imply D. So A, B implies C, C implies D, then automatically AB implies D. So this is the generic rule called resolution, from which we can derive conclusions in a logic programming database. Next, let's learn unification concept in logic programming. In general, a logic programming horn clause not only consists of constants, but it can also contain variables or atoms. So we cannot always generally say Kerala is rainy like a constant. We can even use variables like rainy of Kerala, rainy of Chennai, rainy of X, etc. So in case of resolution, free variables may acquire values through the unification process with expressions in matching terms. For example, if I am giving a predicate like if rainy of X, then flowery of X, that is for all rainy of X, then X will be flowery. So if I am writing a statement like rainy of Kerala, then automatically it will deduce the new statement called Kerala is flowery, because we have already defined that if X is a variable, if X is rainy, then X will be flowery. So if I give a statement like Kerala is rainy, then automatically through unification it will deduce the statement like Kerala is flowery. So this is the unification concept in logic programming. Next, let's learn the overview of Prolog language. Prolog interpreter runs in the context of a collection of horn clauses they are assumed to be true. Each clause composed of terms which may be constants, variables or structures. A constant is either an atom or a number. A structure is either a logical predicate or a data structure. Atoms in Prolog is similar to identifiers in imperative languages like C, CPP. So atom is the name used to represent an identifier, and an identifier or an atom should begin with a lowercase letter. A variable in Prolog should start with an uppercase letter. So here foo, my, underscore, var, x, all these starting from uppercase. So these all are variables. So if you want to give an atomic value, then we have to use lowercase letters. Remember this thing in Prolog, this is very important. For variables it should begin with uppercase letter, for atomic values it should be in lowercase letter. There is a term called arity which represents the number of arguments for a predicate statement. For example, in rainy of Kerala the arity is 1 because inside the predicate rainy there is only one argument, Kerala. So the arity is 1. Inside the predicate teachers of Pramod, CF 403, there the arity is 2 because there are two arguments inside the predicate teachers. If I am referring the predicate eat here Snickers, again nested predicate statements are there, eat of KitKat, perk. So the Each predicate will have an arity of 2 always. Here KitKat comma Perk is arity of 2. Here Snickers is arity of 1. So this 1 comma this eat of KitKat comma Perk. So the arity will be 2. Next let's learn clauses used in Prolog. Prolog consists of facts and rules. A fact is a generic information or a horn clause without a right hand side. The implication symbol used is implicit. So for example, if we are writing an information in the database like Rainy of Chennai, then it is a fact. This should be read in the form like Chennai is rainy. Next is rule. A rule has a right hand side. So for example, Snowy of X implies Rainy of X comma cold of X. Here this colon followed by an equal to symbol is called as implication symbol in Prolog. And the comma symbol used here, Rainy of X comma cold of X, means the comma represents AND operation. That means Rainy of X and cold of X. So this horn clause should be read in the form like, for all X, X is snowy if X is rainy and X is cold. So this is the generic form to be followed for a rule in Prolog. Next is we can write query inside Prolog. It is possible to write a clause with an empty left hand side. Such a clause is called a query or a goal. Queries do not appear in Prolog programs. We have to write the queries in the interpreter section of the Prolog language. For example, if we are inputting the fact like Rainy of Kerala, Rainy of Chennai, then if we are declaring a variable like Rainy of C, then it will show the output like C is equal to Kerala. And if you are putting a semicolon after that, then it will show us C is equal to Chennai. I will illustrate this with the Prolog interpreter. So let's learn some practical sessions in Prolog language. SWI Prolog is the interpreter that I am using for executing the Prolog programs. You can download it from internet. It is a free software. You can just Google SWI Prolog, just download the file and install it, and double clicking on the icon you can see this particular page or the home page of SWI Prolog interpreter. So there you can see a query. A query will be in the form of question mark followed by a hyphen. So you can simply write any queries like 3 is 2 plus 4. After end of every statement you have to put a full stop, and it is showing us false because 3 is not 2 plus 4. 3 is 2 plus 1. It is showing us true. So you can simply check whether some statements are true or false using this Prolog interpreter. So in order to do some programs in Prolog, first you have to create a database with the facts and the rules. For that purpose, first I have to create a file name. So in order to create a new file, you have to go to File, New. Just type a file name, for example program 2. Always remember to select the file saving type as Prolog source, then save that. So a new file is created. Here you can enter the facts. So here I am going to enter the gender information of our students in our class. For example, boy of Nathaniel. After every statement you have to put a full stop. So this statement or this fact should be read as Nathaniel is boy. So I have given a first fact. Next I am giving boy of Suraj. Next I am giving a new statement like girl of Kriba. Remember, when I type the atom variable in uppercase, its color is changed. That means this is an error. Because what is the error here? Because I typed the first letter of the atom as uppercase. So the atom letter should be of lowercase. So I should type it in lowercase. Remember this thing. Something that will start with uppercase is termed as a variable in Prolog. So for atomic values you have to type it in lowercase. So girl of Kriba. Next information I am giving like girl of Riya, girl of Gayatri, etc. So now I have given some facts to the Prolog interpreter. 5 clauses I have inputted. So next what I have to do is I should compile this. Compile buffer. You have to save that. Now you can see that the compiler is compiled this. Next what you have to do is you have to go to the terminal or the interpreter page. Then you have to load this program, program2.pl. For that purpose you have to click on file, consult, then program2.pl. Select our program file, then it will load our program. So now you can add query. For example, I am asking boy of Nathaniel. That is, if Nathaniel is a boy, it is returning as true. I am writing like boy of Gayatri. Is Gayatri is a boy? False. I am writing as girl of Riya. Means is Riya is a girl? Yes, it is returning it as true. Boy of Riya, it is returning as false. So we can query or derive inferences from the data that is inputted to the database. If we are mapping it with a variable name, then it will show the list of matching facts in the table. For example, if I am writing boy of, a variable should start with uppercase letter. For I am giving as boy of X in uppercase. It will show the first matching fact from the database. Here the first matching statement, that is a boy, is boy of Nathaniel. So that will be shown here. If I put a semicolon at the end of this, it will show the next matching argument. The next matching argument or the next boy in the class is boy of Suraj. If I am again putting a semicolon, it will not show anything because there are no more matching statements inside this particular database. Next is I am checking with for girl. I am declaring a variable for girl of C. So what it will do? It will check in the database for all the matching facts about girl. Then it can see 3 statements: girl of Kriba, girl of Riya, girl of Gayatri. So first it will return like C is equal to Kriba because it is the first statement seen in the database. C is equal to Kriba is shown. If I put a semicolon at the end of this result, it will show as C is equal to Riya. If I again put a semicolon, you can see like C is equal to Gayatri. So this is how Prolog answers the queries from the user. If I am checking with a new variable girl of Kesia, it will show false because there is no matching statement like girl of. So if I want to add this Kesia's name here, then you have to go to here, girl of Kesia. Always remember to type the atom variables in small letter, put a semicolon, then you have to again compiled, then you have to again load that program, consult, program2 loaded. Next you can type girl of Kesia. Now it will show us true because now the matching fact is there in the database. So this is how Prolog answers its queries by checking through the facts stored in the knowledge base.